Like these buttons, they're all just feel really cheap. Do you just think that I go, oh my gosh, this has sync, it is branded as sync, we gotta buy it. Like, I love it, it is the best thing ever. Like, how big that gap is. What is going on, guys? It is Austin with Gone in 60. Welcome back to the channel. I am so excited for today's topic. In one of my last videos, I hated on the Ford Mustang just a little bit on just some things that I don't like about this car. And guys, we're gonna hate on it just a little bit more because after I filmed the video, I was like, gosh, there's a couple things that I wanna bring to everybody's attention that's kind of a big deal for me that I just wanted to quickly share with you guys. And honestly, there's a topic that kind of, you know, came to my mind this past weekend when I talked about some of the quality concerns, because there's some more quality concerns I have with the car, unfortunately. And I have kind of some reasoning why I think that might be the case, especially for when I bought the car, when it was produced. And so we're gonna talk about that. So I just have a few things I'm gonna share with you guys that, in addition to the already 5 things that I said, that there's a few things I don't like. So there's a few additions to this, but I promise the things I love is coming really soon. And there's a lot of things that I love about this car. However, there are some things still that I just need to get off my chest and just need to let you guys know about it. So guys, with that, let's jump right into today's video. All right, guys, so inside my 2020 Ford Mustang Bullitt, if you guys haven't seen my last video, please go check it out. You know, I share 5 things that I don't like about this car. Obviously, there's a lot that I do enjoy and like about this car, but I will say my pet peeves about my Challenger versus this, my pet peeves are a little bit stronger with some of the things about this car. However, also some of my loves and likes about this car are also stronger than some things on my Scat Packs as well. So kind of give and take. So one of the kind of main things that I talked about in my last video was quality. And, you know, I shared some gauges that have scratched easily. I shared a piece of metal that is kind of sticking out from my car that's gonna gouge me and send me to the doctor's office for some stitches. And, you know, after I got done filming, there were some things on the outside of the car that I was like, gosh, Austin, you totally spaced it. So I'll share just some quick, kind of some B-roll, some footage for you guys kind of around the car. But so the Ford Mustang Bullitt, they try to resemble what the car was like from the movie Bullitt back in the day. And so the Mustang gets chrome trim around the windows. You know, some of you have said, hey, you should black that out. I actually don't mind it. I actually think it looks pretty good. It pays homage to the original car, and that's what this car is about. This car is unique, and it has some different characteristics than any other Mustang would have. So one other quality concern issue that I have, and you guys can see in the footage, is that the trim around the chrome, there are several gaps in it. It does not line up properly. You know, it just kind of looks weird as you get up close. Now, from a distance, you can't notice it, but when you get up close, like, there's just some pieces that are not aligned very well. How big that gap is. I don't know how well you guys can see this right here, but I don't know if this is where they put in kind of the rubber matting that kind of goes underneath it, but it's pushed in right here and it's pushed in right here. So that might just be normal, but if it's not, then I don't know if someone's tried to break into my car or what. I'm guessing it's normal, but there's one right here, there's one right here, and there's another one right there. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but and then if you look right here, like, look at this piece. Like, there's so much play in it that there's kind of a huge gap where you can see everything underneath there, and I don't know why that is. I don't know why they couldn't do it that way. Maybe some of you other Bullitt Mustang owners can attest to this. I do know with the Mustangs that, you know, people comment about the trunk and the spacing around the trunk because sometimes it can rub up against the body of the car and cause paint to come off. I think Rushshift covered that on his. Others have noted that the trunk alignment, there's issues with it. However, I really don't have those issues with mine. My trunk lines up okay, but another quality concern that I have is particularly around the chrome pieces around the outside of the car, and they don't line up, guys. So before I jump into the other just couple minor things I just want to share with you guys of things that I don't like about my car, I want to talk about when I bought the car and why I think that's important in terms of quality. And maybe there's something to this, maybe there's not. However, this car was built in 2020 and it rolled off the lot late last fall. So, you know, I didn't purchase the car until 2021, obviously in the end of February. So guys, I think with COVID, you know, obviously they probably, you know, there's machines assembling these cars, there's quality checks, etc. However, you know, last year was a weird year. We didn't know what COVID was. We're still kind of determining what that is. I really don't want to get down that rabbit hole or that topic. However, I think that the typical quality checks, the typical staff that were maybe at Ford or maybe at some of these other dealerships during COVID was significantly reduced. And honestly, I just think that the normal checks and procedures these cars would have gone through, maybe across a certain amount of people, I just think everybody was working with a limited staff, where some people were working from home, where people were nervous about how many employees they could have in a given space with social distancing and everything. So 2020 was just a weird year. And honestly, I'm just kind of chalking up a lot of these quality concerns issues to COVID. I could be completely wrong. Maybe you guys have bought a car that was produced in 2020, but I just think they missed the mark on some of the quality checks and builds because of staffing issues, or maybe just the restrictions around COVID. Just a guess. Okay, so just a couple other things that I want to share with you guys that I don't like about the car. This first one is one that I've never liked about Fords. It's something they introduce in all of their vehicles. I am probably crazy. Maybe some of you like this. However, I don't like my car singing to me. I don't like noises. The only thing I want to hear when I start it up is the exhaust, and that's it. However, when you open and close the door, when you start up the car, Ford has their own unique chime that, honestly, I actually asked, there's a way you can turn this off, but it's a pretty ghetto way. It's not a standard way. It's not a setting you can find on your screen. It's not something you can just go, oh, boom, turn off. Not the case. There's ways you can do it, but it's a little bit more complex than meets the eye. However, I do not like the Ford chime when you get in and out of the car, when you start up the car. I just don't like it. I don't want my car singing to me. I never liked it. It probably bugged me more before I was looking at buying this car, and that was honestly something I just never liked. However, I've gotten used to it. It doesn't bug me as bad. Still something I'm not crazy about. So here, let me just show you guys real quick. I don't know. I'm probably the only one that doesn't like that. Maybe some of you like that. I just don't like the sounds. I don't. You know, I like a sound when maybe my key fob is not in the car, which this car does. However, I just think that, you know, having something like that, you should be able to turn it off or maybe quiet it to a certain extent. But Ford puts it in their trucks. They put it in everything. So I'm stuck with it. But that is one thing I don't like. Okay, guys, I need help on this next one because I don't know how to fix it. I'm going to show some B-roll really quick of just the sync system. One of the issues that I have, so I don't use Apple CarPlay in my car. I just am not a big fan of having cords out. It's just my personal preferences. I like Bluetooth. You know, I want the car hooked up to Bluetooth, and I just want stuff to play when I want it to play. But one of the issues that I have, and you guys can see from this video, is whenever you use Bluetooth and you have a song on, you know, I use Apple Music, the cover artwork for the album is nowhere close to correct. If any of you know how to fix this, please let me know. I have gone into the right settings that I believe can change it, and it's done nothing. So if you guys know anything about it, please let me know. My guess is it's just going off of Bluetooth. Maybe there's a setting that I don't know about, but it does bug me when I look down and I see a song and it looks like I've pirated it from Napster or LimeWire. You know, is it LimeWire? Yeah, LimeWire. I was thinking LiveWire, but that's Mountain Dew. Love that stuff. Man, maybe I want a LiveWire. It's been a while. But anyways, I just wish that the album artwork matched. And also, I'm kind of spoiling a tip for another video that I have because I'm going to be comparing Uconnect to Sync. Uconnect obviously is the Dodge product. However, the album artwork is so small. It doesn't look good. You know, my background is marketing, UI, UX, interfaces, and Dodge just has it beat. I'm sorry, they do. So if you guys know how to change that for me, please let me know. It's something that really isn't that big of a deal. However, it's just something that I just thought they maybe could have changed, and I think they could update. So let's go ahead and just share with you guys what I'm talking about. So, you know, I talked about the toggle switches. I talked about, you know, having to go around the horn and flipping those and kind of how cheap they are. But one of the things that I don't like is when you switch it in track mode, it automatically pops up with a warning, and it's like, warning, see owner's manual, and it goes away on its own, which is great. However, you know, I get why Ford does it. Ford is doing it because it takes traction control off. they could get sued, yada, yada, yada. However, I don't need a warning every time that I put it in track mode to see my owner's manual. Maybe there's a way to turn it off, and if you guys know about it, hey, I'm new to Ford, I'm green at this, so I will own that there's some things about my car I'm still learning. So if there's a way to turn it off, let me know, but let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So there, we're in Sport Plus. Here's track, and you can see for track use, see manual. And it goes away. I'm probably making a big deal out of it, but I don't know. When I first bought it, I would literally click OK every time to turn it off. Then I realized it shuts off on its own. It's just something I don't like, so I'm stuck with it unless you guys know how to change it. This car has a CD player. I don't know why it has a CD player. Are you guys still using CDs? I have books on books on books full of CDs, and maybe it's time to bust them back out, but I just feel Ford, like these buttons, they're all just feel really cheap. I just don't like them. I'd rather just have a touch screen just to where I can touch stuff and just kind of move it around, but these just feel just really, really cheap, really flimsy. I don't know why they had a CD. It doesn't make sense to me, but it is what it is. You know, I do like the heating and the cooled option. However, this area, they just need a redo. It just feels cheap to me. And one other thing, like, I don't know why, like, does Ford think, because, let's see if you guys can see it okay. Does Ford think, okay. So one other thing is, does Ford think that this is just such a big deal to me, sync? Why do you have to brand that right there? Like, I don't get it. Like, I do not care if this has sync in it. Frankly, I would rather have Uconnect and don't care for the sync. But why do you need to brand that into this? Do you just think that I go, oh my gosh, this has sync, it is branded as sync, we gotta buy it. Like, I love it. It is the best thing ever. Like, come on, Ford. Like, really? So, I don't know. Small complaint. All right, guys. So, just a few more rants. Thank you guys for listening. Those are just some additional things that I don't like about the car. Obviously, there's some things that might be able to be fixed. So if you guys know how to fix them, please let me know. I do love this car. I just want to be honest with you guys. I want to be transparent with you guys. I never want to review a product and just recommend it to you guys because someone is paying me or whatever the case might be. I just want to be honest. So if you guys get these, that you guys know exactly what you're getting into. You know, these cars are so much money. They're so much fun. Obviously, my preferences will be very different to yours. Things that bug me might not bug you, and things that bug you might not bug me, but I just want to paint the picture completely in its entirety for you guys of things that I don't like. And after I filmed my last video, I just realized there was a few things that I missed. I wanted to talk a little bit more about quality control, but guys, I do love this car. It is intoxicating to drive. I love shifting it. I love the exhaust sound, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys things that I love about this car, because there are several things that I love about this car that I'm very passionate about and that I'm excited about. So guys, that wraps up today's video. Please share, please like, please comment, please subscribe if you guys already haven't. If you ring the notification bell, you guys are my heroes. Thank you guys for all the support on the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one.